everyone, I'm here with Hector and Ayla today. Before we even start this video, I want to first of all thank everybody for watching the last two vlogs that I made. I had no idea that that many people were gonna watch and actually care about what we're doing. As I said before, this was kind of just for us to document our own journey, but it's really cool to know that people are rooting for us and that people are actually interested in what we're doing. So that's super exciting. I did also want to say I'm making this video because I've been getting a lot of questions from people. A lot of people have been messaging me on social media and texting me, asking me questions about a lot of the stuff that I didn't mention in my last vlogs. So I kind of wanted to start off with that first. I also wanted to mention that we've been doing this, just kind of to put this into perspective for everybody, we've been doing this since January 26th?
Yeah.
January 26th. So January 26th is when we started this whole lifestyle change journey. Are you alright? So as of today, I have lost 27 pounds. So I actually lost 2 more pounds than what I said in the other vlog. So last time I said I had lost 25, now I've lost 27. And you are at?
32 pounds.
32 pounds. So down 27, down 32, and we've been doing this since January 26th. So clearly it's paying off. We've literally, as I've said before, just changed our lifestyle and our way of living. So we're super excited about that. Before I even say anything else, I really did too also want to say, someone asked me about the Vimco, if I put any like flavoring or sweetening in it. So I'm assuming since one person wanted to know, maybe a couple more want to know that too. So I don't put sweetener in it. I don't put any flavoring in it just because I have my coffee in the morning with my almond milk and I don't really feel the need to put any flavoring in it. If you want that, you definitely could. I saw that someone puts coconut milk in it. Another person, I think, did some sort of almond milk as well. You could totally put some sort of flavoring in it. I just wanted to throw that in this video before I even start. So this video is kind of our little tips of how we have maintained this weight loss journey. So I've been getting a lot of questions. So one of the questions somebody asked me was if I calorie count. I do not. We actually started with an app. It was called MyPlate. And we started doing that and we did count calories and we'd put in, the app's actually really great. So if that's something you want to do, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. It's totally preference. If you think that calorie counting is gonna help you in your lifestyle change and you really think you need to count calories to keep you, with your routine and everything, I totally get that. So MyPlate was a great app to use for that. You could like scan food and it would tell you, so you'd literally take a picture of the barcode and it'd tell you exactly how many calories are in it and then it'd count that for your meal. So it's actually a really great app. But we don't count calories. We stopped doing that. I don't want to speak for Hector, but I personally found that when I count calories, I'm looking into that too much instead of just my lifestyle change. If I know that I'm putting good things into my body, then I don't feel the need to count calories. I also feel like if you're looking at a screen and it's telling you, oh, you're at the end of the day and you see, oh, I have 100 more calories. Now I can have this little treat. Like that to me, like, I feel like that's more like kind of telling my brain like, oh, you can have that treat. When in reality, I know I don't need it. My body doesn't need it. It's not good for me and I'm not hungry. So why would I eat it? So that's why I don't count calories. As I said, that is my personal, what I want to do. That it doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. Whatever works for you, do it. So MyPlate, if you want to count calories, that was a great app. I just didn't find that it worked for me. Is there anything that you would want to add to that at all? Do you find counting calories helpful or?
No, I don't. I don't like doing it because, like you were saying, it kind of like almost gives you an excuse to like snack later on if you haven't had all your calories.
Yeah. So the next thing that I wanted to bring up, something that has also really helped me throughout this, is I've been kind of keeping little milestones in my own head. So I obviously know my end goal. I know where I want to be at the end of this. But I find if you're just like constantly like telling yourself, oh, I'm so far away from that end goal, it's kind of discouraging. So I like to keep little milestones in my head. So for example, my first milestone that I wanted to reach is I wanted to reach my pre-pregnancy weight. So I really wanted to reach that weight that I was weighed on the day that I went in to have my first ultrasound with Ayla. I wanted to be back at that weight. That was my first milestone in my head. I was like, okay, once I hit that, that's super exciting, on to the next milestone. I've also reached my second milestone already that was in my head. I'm not gonna tell you what that milestone was because that will give away kind of like what I weigh right now, and I'm just not super comfortable telling you that, as I've said before. But a milestone could be anything. It could be like, oh, I really want to run a mile at this long. Like it could be health. It could have to do with your weight. I just think milestones in your head are really good for progress because you're not always feeling like you're so far away from that end goal. Then you're hitting these little milestones along the way. I've like told Hector multiple times, I'm like, oh, I hit this. Like he didn't even know that I had a milestone. He didn't know that it was something I was trying to get to until I told him. So the other day I said, oh my gosh, I'm back at my pre-pregnancy weight. This is super exciting. He didn't even know that like that was something that I was working towards. I mean, he obviously knew that, but I wasn't vocalizing it until it happened, and I was super excited about it. So it's really just in my head, these little milestones. I don't know. Have you done anything like that, or?
No, not necessarily, but I think, and you telling me about your milestones makes me want to be like, okay, you know, this is my milestone or my goal kind of moment, you know?
Yeah, because you definitely want to have those to work towards. So,
yeah, I
so
agree.
You're not always, because I feel like before I did that, I was kind of like, oh, like, I'm never, like, it feels like it's forever until I'm going to get there, but it's really not. It's just the little milestones kind of help you feel more motivated, I guess. So that's something else that's also really helped me in my journey so far. So something else that I really wanted to bring up in this video more, I've kind of already mentioned it before, I think in my first vlog, but something that I really wanted to mention is this. I just want to reiterate this. This is not a diet. I don't think we have once said that this is a diet.
No.
Not one time have we. Even the day that we talked about this and like sat down and said we need to do this, I don't think even then we were like, we need a diet. It was like, so Ayla got a little fussy there, but we're back. So as I was saying, not even one time have we said it was a diet. It's just always been, we need to change our life. We need to change the way we live. We need to change what we put into our bodies, not only for ourselves, but for our daughter. So I really think that that's like a big part of doing this whole thing. You can't say it's a diet because I feel like a diet means there's an end to it. I feel like a diet means if you're dieting, then there's an end to it and you're just going to go back to the way you were eating before. And that to me doesn't make any sense because isn't the way you were eating before why you got to the reason that you want to diet?
Yeah.
So I think that that's been our downfall in the past, especially mine, because I've tried dieting a lot. And when I was in high school, I lost quite a bit of weight because I dieted, and I was actually wrestling at the time, and I remember weighing myself and everybody being like, wow, how'd you do it? And I'm like, wow, well, I did a diet and it really worked, but then I just put back on all the weight and more. So I remember thinking that was really cool that I like knew how to diet really well, because I dieted when I set my mind to it. I ate really good for a month or two, and then I lost some weight, and I was like super proud of myself, and then I was like going back to the way I ate before. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. And so that is our goal at the end of this, is to never change what we're doing. This is just our new way of living. And I don't think that you can say to your child, you need to make smart and healthy choices if you're not making smart and healthy choices. That's just being a hypocrite, frankly. You're telling your kid, don't eat that, but I can eat it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And we obviously are both big people, and we have that in our family history. And like I said it before, we have diabetes, and that's the last thing we want for our daughter. So this is really, really for her too. So kind of getting back to my point is, don't ever say it's a diet, because that's never going to help you. and I think you would agree, we have
absolutely.
never said diet, and we never will. We have totally changed that. And when we've dated in the past, I've said I'm going on a diet. I've done really good then. I can't even count how many times I've gone on a diet, lost weight, and then gone right back to where I was at, plus more. So that's a big thing. Do not diet. Do not call it a diet. It's not going to work. I really don't. That's my personal feeling. I didn't say this at the beginning, but I will say it now. Everything that I am saying and that we are saying is what we feel, how we think it'll work best for us. I'm not saying that this will work for everybody, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you this is what's worked for us, and this is what is motivating us, is these points and these tips have really helped us along the way. So as I've said before, Hector works out. He actually has worked out forever. he always has worked out since I've known him and before. And I'm just getting into the working out. That more means walking for me, as I've said, but he works out. And so I wanted to kind of get the male perspective and the working out like in a gym perspective. So I kind of wanted him to talk a little bit about like tips for that and what he's changed since we've started this as far as his workouts go. So.
Okay, so the biggest thing that I've changed is doing cardio. Cardio is obviously super important. Originally, I would just go lift. I mean, I'd be getting stronger, and I could tell, oh, you know, I'm stronger, but you can't tell because I'm a big dude. You can't, you know, I may have muscle, but it's like hidden under all that fat.
Right. Yeah.
And the last month, I've been doing at least 20 to 30 minutes of cardio. Usually, I'll do Stairmaster, or I'll do a little bit of biking, walking as well. I think that's been a big part that's really helped me. I felt a lot better, especially pairing it with a healthier lifestyle. And in terms of weightlifting, I think it just stayed the same routine. I'll typically follow, you know, Mondays I'll do chest, and Tuesdays I'll do back, Wednesdays leg, Thursdays shoulders, and then...
So Ayla was hungry, but anyways, so you were talking about your workouts that you do.
Yeah, so shoulders on Thursday, and then on Fridays I'll do arms, typically. And then, like I was saying, obviously the cardio, which has helped a ton.
And you do cardio every day.
Every day, yeah, every day.
Which he was not doing before. And that's a huge thing, as he said, is you have to keep up with the cardio. If you're going to be going to the gym and you're going to do that and you're going to work on your muscle, I mean, I feel like it's all pointless if you're not doing that cardio and on top of it. Because, as he said, I mean, you can't see your progress if you're not working on... you know, the cardio and burning that fat. So that's something that's really cool, because as soon as we started this, he was telling me he was doing more cardio and he feels like he's getting faster and better and kind of like building his endurance. So I just think that that's super cool that he's taken that upon himself to kind of change the way he works out every day. So we're gonna go, because obviously you have a fussy child, but I did want to say one more thing before we go. I was told by a couple people that they might be interested in me doing kind of like my pregnancy story and my labor and delivery story, and kind of talk to you about how my weight really affected that, and how I'd like to change that for my next pregnancy down the road, and kind of what I obviously want to be different. It was quite a journey. And there is a lot of things that I would love to talk about if that's something people would be interested in. So if you're watching this, if you could maybe comment and let me know if that'd be something you're interested in, or if you want to just let me know, message me, comment on my social media, text me, whatever you want. Just let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, because if it is, I'd love to tell the story. I don't want to bore people if that's something they're not super interested in. So just let me know. And thanks so much for tuning in and watching us. As I said before, we so appreciate all the support and all the love, and that everybody really wants to follow our journey. It's so amazing, and it gives us that much more motivation. So thank you so much.